The clock read 2:17 a.m. when Sarah finally left the office. The parking lot was deserted, the flickering streetlights casting long shadows across the asphalt. Her heels clicked against the pavement as she hurried to her car, the cold night air raising goosebumps on her skin. She didn't notice the van at first, not until she turned onto the empty highway. That's when she saw it. A battered white van, its headlights dim, trailing a few car lengths behind. At first, she thought nothing of it. But when she switched lanes, the van mirrored her. Her pulse quickened. Coincidence, she told herself. She took the next exit, a quiet backroad shortcut to her apartment. The van followed. Her knuckles turned white on the steering wheel. She took random turns, left then right, speeding through silent neighborhoods. The van stayed with her, never getting closer, never falling back. Panic clawed at her throat. She couldn't call the police, her phone was dead. Then, an idea. Sarah slammed the brakes, swerved into a gas station, and killed her lights. Heart pounding, she watched the van slow, then pass. She waited, breath held, until its taillights vanished. Relief flooded her, until she glanced in her rearview mirror. The van was parked across the street, engine off. And its side door was open. The last embers of Jake's campfire pulsed like dying stars as he zipped himself into his tent. Deep in Pine Hollow woods, the only sounds were the whisper of wind through the trees and the occasional snap of twigs, just the forest settling, he told himself. Then came the first knock. A single, deliberate tap against the tent fabric, right by his head. Jake froze. His flashlight beam cut through the dark as he unzipped the tent door. Nothing but trees swaying in the moonlight. Probably a branch, he muttered. Then, knock 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 star. 3 slow, evenly spaced raps, this time on the opposite side. Jake's breath hitched. No wind pattern matched that rhythm. He gripped his hunting knife, straining to hear over his hammering heart. Silence. Then. A dragging sound. Something large moving through the underbrush just beyond the tent. Jake bolted. He crashed through branches, not stopping until he reached his truck. At dawn, he returned, and found his tent collapsed. Beneath the shredded fabric, pressed into the dirt, was a single bare footprint. Twice the size of a man's. The fluorescent lights of the 24-hour gas station buzzed like angry insects as Mark pumped gas, rubbing sleep from his eyes. His midnight shift at the hospital had drained him, and the empty highway ahead promised a straight shot home. Then he saw it, a flicker of movement in his rearview mirror. The back seat was pitch black, but for a split second, he swore something shifted. Just your exhausted mind playing tricks, he told himself. He finished fueling, the nozzle clicking off like a gun cocking in the silence. As he slid into the driver's seat, the scent hit him first, sour, metallic, wrong. His fingers froze on the ignition. A slow, ragged breath echoed from behind him. Mark's blood turned to ice. In the mirror, 2 eyes gleamed from the darkness. A man, filthy, grinning, was curled in his back seat, a knife balanced lazily on his knee. Took you long enough, the stranger rasped. Mark lunged from the car, screaming. The attacker bolted into the night, but not before Mark spotted the crumpled coffee cup and fast food wrappers littering his floor. He'd been hiding there for hours. The Anderson family didn't notice the first sign. As rain lashed against the windows, 12-year-old Emma paused her video game when the living room lamp flickered. A heartbeat later, darkness swallowed the house whole. "Power's out," Dad announced, flashlight beam cutting through the black. Then came the thump from downstairs. They froze. The basement door, always kept closed, stood slightly ajar. A cold draft slithered up the stairs, carrying something worse than darkness: whispers. Not one voice, but many, murmuring just beyond hearing. Mom clutched Emma close. "We locked that door before dinner." Dad's flashlight revealed fresh scratches around the doorknob. Something had been trying to get out. As they backed away, the whispers became words. Asterisk, "We've been waiting." Asterisk. The flashlight died. In the silence that followed, a new sound emerged: the creak of footsteps climbing the basement stairs. The headlights of Mac's 18-wheeler cut through the Nevada desert like a knife. 2:47 a.m. glowed on the dashboard when he spotted the figure, a lone hitchhiker, thumb extended, standing too perfectly still in the moonlight. Against his better judgment, Mac stopped. The man slid into the passenger seat without a word. His clothes were oddly dry despite the storm they'd just driven through. When Mac offered coffee, the hitchhiker's fingers brushed his, asterisk cold as a corpse star. Then the radio static began. Between bursts of white noise, whispers in no language Mac recognized slithered from the speakers. The hitchhiker's head tilted at impossible angles, tracking something outside the windshield Mac couldn't see. "Nice night for a ride," Mac tried. The hitchhiker smiled. "Too wide. Too many teeth." Mac chanced a glance in the rearview mirror, and saw the reflection staring back wasn't human. Sunken black eyes. Skin like stretched parchment. A mouth unhinging slowly. He slammed the brakes. The truck skidded sideways. When the dust settled, the passenger seat was empty. But imprinted in the leather, was a perfect outline of something wrong.